G'day Year 2 and welcome to Recording Data Using a List. Now in this lesson, our learning intention is that we are going to understand how to use a list to record data. We're also going to understand how we can actually use a list to organize the data that we have just found. So on the screen here, you can see many different examples of what we call graphs. Now these are used to record data. Now you may have remembered back in term 1 or 2 we looked at how we could record data using tally marks, and with that we used the jelly bean counter. Now in this sequence of lessons you are going to look at different questions and how might you record that data. Now in order for you to be successful in this lesson, you can use a list to record data. You can organize data in a list. Now in this lesson, we are going to explore how you can actually use a list. I'm going to show you what a list looks like and what it means to record data using a list. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now on this screen, there are many pictures here and I'm getting hungry just looking at them. Bethany asked 20 people in her class what their favorite food was out of the following. We have the delicious chocolate cake down here, we have the yummy lasagna in the middle, and we have the ever popular pizza. Now, this little one down here is saying, how would I show what was the most popular? Or how would I show the data from those 20 people in the class? What do you think would be the best way to show that? Think about what we've used already this term. We've used tally marks. We've done a little bit of graphing. What do you think then would be the best way to show this information? Now I reckon that each of these would be popular. I don't think there'll be one that would be more popular than the other. There might be one that might be a little bit more, but I think they'll all be pretty even, because I know when I was a person in a class, I loved each of those foods. Might need to go to lunch now, I'm getting hungry. So while Mr. Graham goes to lunch, I want you now to pause the video and to think, how would you record this data? How would you record the 20 people in her class and what their favourite food was? Off you go now, pause it and have a think. Okay, so you've had your time to think. If you think recording it using a list and graphing it, then you would be on the right track and you are well and truly into this video already. Okay, I'm going to do it now, you're going to watch, because in the next video you're going to have your chance to do it now. Let's go and do it together. The first step we need to do when we're recording our data is to create our list. So as we see on the left hand side there of the screen, I have all 3 of my foods listed down the side. So we know that one of the options is chocolate cake, the other option is pizza, and the third option is lasagna. Now remember, Bethany is asking 20 people in her class what their favourite food is. So let's work together now and we can create this data. So using my pen here, I can see that Billy liked chocolate cake. So using tally marks, I'll do a little tally there. Carter liked pizza and Cooper liked lasagna. Now also Frank liked lasagna, as well as Isaac and Landon. So Bethany now has asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in her class what their favourite food was out of these 3. Now remember, they can only choose these 3 different options. Now she went up to 2D and she found that Zaid really loves chocolate cake. So I'm going to do a line there. Nick loved pizza. And Charlotte, she also loved pizza as well. Now, Bethany went to her own class in 2A, and she found out that Destin loved lasagna. And Toby in 2C loved pizza. So now if we look at it, she has now asked, we know that using tally marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So she's got to ask 9 more people. Let's keep going. She asked Bella and her favourite food was chocolate cake. Jessie's was chocolate cake as well. And also, who else loved chocolate cake was Georgia. So it looks like now that both chocolate cake and lasagna are both very popular. Now, Mr. Graham loved pizza. So he's going to go mark in there. Miss Solomon also loved pizza. Mr. Quinn was a lasagna fan. So he loves lasagna. And Mrs. Burt, she loved chocolate cake. Now we've got 2 more people to ask. Bethany went up to the office and she asked Miss Morgan. Now Miss Morgan loved pizza. And Mr. Grogan was also a pizza fan as well. So we have just then collected our data using the list. So we found out chocolate cake, pizza, lasagna. Which out of those 3 was the most popular, do you think, using tally marks? That's right. Pizza was, because it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people's favourite food were pizza. Now we've recorded it, which is great. But the next thing we need to do is make it into a graph. We need to graph this so we can see which is the most popular. Let's go ahead and do that. On the screen here, we can see that I have already done for you a graph. Now remember, in this lesson, I'm going to do, and your job is to watch what I'm doing. Okay? So we can see in this box here, I have done a simple graph. Now you should be quite familiar with these graphs because we did it when we looked at the jelly bean count in the previous term. Okay? So if we drag this up, we can see that our data is all there. Okay? And that was from the previous slide. And we can see the list that we created, chocolate cake, pizza, and lasagna, they are all down on the bottom of the graph. So we can see lasagna, chocolate cake, and pizza. Now on the side here, we have numbers. And they start at 0 and they go all the way up to 20. Pause the video now. Communicate with the person next to you and ask them, why do you think the numbers are all the way to 20? Pause the video now and go and do that. Okay, so what did you and your partner come up with? That's right. The reason why we put 20 numbers up the top here is because the original question said that Bethany asked 20 people. Now I know that not everyone is going to like lasagna. And I know that not everyone liked chocolate cake or pizza. But we still, in our graph, put the numbers starting at 0 all the way to 20 because sometimes there may be all of 20 people that like lasagna or like a certain thing. So we must put the numbers from 0 to whatever number it is that you are asking the question for. In this case, Bethany asked 20 people. Okay, so let's go together now and let's start on lasagna. So lasagna had 6 people liked lasagna. So we need to go up 6. Start at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When we find 6, we'll draw a nice line across there. And we will go down. Okay? We can see now, though, that there are 6 people that like lasagna using this grid here. Okay? Chocolate cake now. Chocolate cake has the same as lasagna, 6 again. So I'll just continue that line, go across, and go down this other line, and I'll meet up. So we can see now that both chocolate cake and lasagna both had 6 people as their favourite food. Now pizza had 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it had some more as well. So we go now up to 8, and we can go up a little bit and across. We can tell now that there are 8 people that like pizza. Now I know that can be a little bit messy, as you can see, because my finger here, I can't actually use a ruler. But when you do your one, you would make sure that this would be done using a ruler. Okay, so we can see that now. Using the tally marks here, we've created our list. We know that chocolate cake, pizza, and lasagna were in our list. Okay, we put those lists down the bottom here: lasagna, chocolate cake, pizza. Once we've done that, we then put this data that we found onto the graph. Okay, if you have any questions from this video, please go and see your teacher now. Okay, because in the next video, you are going to have the chance to solve your own real life problem. And you are going to create a list and then put that list into a nice graph there as well. Okay, so any questions, go and ask your maths teacher now.